So I'm at Stater Brothers because if you're going to eat like a warrior, you got to shop like a warrior. Alright, so what do we have in our cart? We got strawberries, watermelon, bananas, corn, fresh corn here, eggs, avocado. Okay, so I just got back from shopping, and now is one of the most important steps to eating like a warrior, and that's the prep time you do for your meals. So what I'm going to do is while I'm cooking a meal for today, I'm going to also make sure that I prep and include things for other meals that I'm going to eat during the week, and that will save me a lot of time as well. Alright, so in making prepping my food, here's one of my favorites. This is Mr. Frack's bean medley with beef. I use pinto beans, black beans, kidney beans, white beans, 1 can of each, a nicely chopped up chunky piece of beef, 1 onion, some jalapeno, and green pepper. Okay, so one of the first things I do is I separate the beans from the juices that they come with in the can. And the reason why I do that is to make sure that everything will fit in the pot, because I can always add the juice in afterwards once I've got everything inside the bowl. But if I throw the cans and the juice in there, I may end up too full. Okay, next we're going to pre-cook the meat before I put it in and mix it out with everything else. So I'm just going to lightly season it here in the pan and cook up the meat a little bit before we throw it in with the rest of the mix.
Wow, this sure looks like healthy warrior food. Is that your beef medley?
Yeah, it is. Take a look inside. Look at all the great colors in there, from the different colored beans, and the green pepper, and jalapeno.
Wow, that looks like it would be very good for you. Wow, I'm good to go. It was a random moment, but look at that delicious food. I hope everybody is healthy with my dad.
Okay, so next we're going to get to cooking up some meat. And I've got this chicken breast, and I use this mallet to pound it out. It makes it so that when you cook the chicken breast, it's nice and even, because some places the chicken breast is bigger than others. And we're going to also cook up that piece of steak there on this Sunbeam grill. Now this is kind of like the George Foreman grill, and I had this for years sitting underneath the cupboard and never used it. It's going to cook either of those pieces of meat in about 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes tops, and it'll be good and ready to go. Okay, so there's our chicken. It took about 3 minutes, and it's cooked and still juicy. Now I chose to cook the steak in the pan. I'd already had the pan heated up from the meat I cooked earlier for the bean and beef medley. So I figured I would kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so the food got cooked at the same time. I almost forgot, right behind that pan, this is a pot of corn. The store I went to had corn, 5 ears of corn for $1. So I snapped those in half, and I've got 10 of those little corns cooked up for $1. And I can eat those easy as a cooked with a meal or a snack, or I can even shave the corn off to add it to other stuff. But for $1, you can't go wrong.
I'm gonna eat everything he's cooking.
Okay, so we're going to be steaming some vegetables today too. So I buy broccoli in the big piece like this with the stem on it, because if you buy just the crowns, it's a lot more expensive. Plus, what I do is I take the stem and I actually take a peeler and I shave down the stem till you get to the green core part there, and it's very tasty. You just have to shave off all the stringy stuff, and then it's got a great texture, and it's good steamed, and it's good sliced up, added into stuff. Okay, so once you shave down the stalks, it'll get down to kind of like a whitish green color down there, and it's very soft, and I'm going to add that when I steam the vegetables. And here's our vegetables as they're steaming. There's a stalk. I got carrots inside there and broccoli. Okay, so total today took me about 2 hours, but I did a whole bunch of stuff that I don't normally do. It would have only taken me about an hour to an hour and a half, but I'll go over that with you now. So I have some fruits and vegetables that I haven't processed because I didn't leave them to be peeled. I'm going to take them as is and then peel them when I eat them, plus some extra vegetables that I have out. This is all stuff that I didn't need to process that I can use during the week. But I did make sure I chopped up lettuce for salads later. I've got broccoli ready to go, tomatoes in the back here. I did cucumber. Now, I did the cucumber in small pieces for making salads and doing them in wedges like this for making snack-sized pieces. Chopped up tomato. These are fresh carrots. These haven't been steamed yet. Those I can either eat as snacks or I can steam them. This is leftover steamed vegetables that come from dinner. Strawberries for snacks. There's the chicken I cooked. I chopped it up so that I can either eat it with lettuce wrap or add it to other foods. There's the corn we cooked up. And I had a bunch of onion left over, so I might add that to something. I froze the extra steak and extra chicken that I had. Here's the dinner for tonight, which is a piece of meat. Now this is bone-in right here, so this piece is about palm size. Vegetables here, non-starchy, about a fist size worth. And on the corn, about a fist size worth on the corn as well. And then of course, voila, our beef and bean medley. And that'll make several meals I can put together and even freeze some of it. Also, I kept all the extra leafy stuff left over from trimming all the vegetables. I'm going to put that in a compost bin, and I'm also making sure to take all the recyclables out, that they get put into a proper receptacle. So I'm pretty much done for today. Took me about 2 hours, but inside that 2 hours I cooked my dinner for tonight, and I prepped several meals for during the week, and you know, I think that I made good use of my time. I did this video so I could kind of check with myself how long it was actually taking me to get things ready, but more importantly so that people out there who've heard me talk about trying to eat more like a warrior see that I'm serious. I wouldn't have gotten all of that food and set it up and prepared it if I didn't plan to eat it and plan to live that lifestyle. I'm not saying that it's easy, and I'm not saying that there aren't challenges with it, but it is something that I think we can all do better at, the kind of foods that we put into our bodies, especially if you're responsible for a child. If you're the one responsible for feeding a child, you owe it to them to give them the most nutritious, healthiest food you can. So I've enjoyed making this video. Please give me feedback on what you think, and I hope all of you are inspired by this to maybe do something more with your family. Take care. I love you all.